taken on a ship, taken as a slave. You said we were the ones who were depraved, but it was you took us on the good ship, Jesus, which you told me was my Savior. But my Savior is Yahushua HaMashiach, the one who died for me. You didn't want us to find out who we are. Didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen ones. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. So you lied to us. Took our name from us, stole our identity, stole our language. You didn't want us to write or read. Now our eyes are wide open and we can see. Shot us, killed us, raped us, robbed us, sold us into slavery, threw us into the Atlantic, left us for dead, drug us behind the horses and flogged us, even raped our men. Breaking sex farm, lynched us and forced us to breastfeed your babies, not to mention the devil's punch bowl, which you tried to erase from history. Everything we learned, we must unlearn, for the truth will set you free. Come on out of the slave mentality. We are not a religion, but a nation. Royal priesthood, God's special possession that you may declare the praises of Him who brought you out of darkness into His marvelous light. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen ones. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen
All right, brothers.
Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom. How everybody doing out there? Brother Warriors, get it together, Hebrew.
All praises to the Most High.
All
God, one more
praise.
time.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm your
I see
brother
y'all.
Mikael J. Israel. That's my
And I am
partner in
your
crime.
brother, Stephen Israel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We out here getting it on the road. Brother Warriors at
Yes,
the house
sir.
with his slippers on. Yes, sir.
Actually, I still got my shoes on, brother.
All praises, all praises. No, he know I love him. That's my brother. He know I love him.
Oh, yeah.
He'll jab at me if I don't jab at him first.
Yeah.
He'll get me later on in the life.
Look.
Yeah,
He
y'all,
coming up with something else.
yeah, y'all be in a race. I just be laid back waiting. I know mine coming. I just lay back and wait on mine. Just catch me off guard.
Yes, sir. But hey, today's lesson is governmental politics. We're gonna listen to a video about a gang called Sex, Drug, and Money. What they call themselves?
Sex, drugs, and murder.
Sex, drugs, and murder gang. They got busted in Florida. It's a big gang. It's an international gang, actually. They all over the place, but they had a big sting down in Polk County, Florida. But reason we're going to play this video, brothers and sisters, I want you to listen to the words that they use to describe the crime. And I want you to listen to the passion that these heathens have when it comes to prosecuting and convicting our people when we do these heinous crimes. I want you to listen how much passion and excitement they get out of explaining it to the public of what our brothers and sisters did. Now, what our brothers and sisters did, selling drugs, killing one another, that's wrong, brothers and sisters. That's sin. And we're going to call that out in the video as well. But this is what I really want you to get down to. You remember the video, Roy, you played about Jeff Sessions and Cynthia Bass, the senator, when she was asking him about black identity streaming?
Yeah.
See, that sex, drug, and money gang, see, that would go into that category. Also, it's been what? Terrorists. See, they trying to make us now, brothers and sisters, the new face of terrorism. They ain't worried about the Muslims no more. No, let's pay attention to these black. Let's make them the terrorists. See, they always need a new boogeyman.
Yeah.
Look what the guy did in the subway system up there in New York. Look what the guy did up there in Minnesota when he ran over them people in that Christmas parade or whatever it was. We are the new face of terrorism. And I want you to listen to the words that they use and the passion they use behind these words describing the crime. Y'all brothers got anything?
Yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what came to my mind when I was listening to him talk. It made me think about the movie that they brought out when the Ku Klux Klan put that movie out to portray. They painted their face as black and portrayed themselves to be black men, just going around committing all different type of heinous crimes and heinous acts. They were raping white women and robbing people and murdering people. And see what they did with that movie, they put that movie out as propaganda to turn the black man into the terrorist of that day. So this is the same playbook. I mean, it's the same playbook, man. What was the name of that movie again, bro? Warriors.
Here you go, right there. Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. That was it.
Brother Slide right on it.
Yeah, Birth of a Nation. And see, what they do is when they getting ready to come at us and slaughter our people, they got an agenda. What they really finna try to do, they finna try to take our guns. That's what they doing. They finna try to come into our homes and take our guns. They finna try to take the Second Amendment from the people in America. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. We ain't got to worry about fighting that battle, because the heathens gonna fight that battle for us.
Yeah.
Them heathens ain't finna let them take guns. I can tell you that right now.
Yep.
They come to them heathen house talking about taking guns. It's finna be a world war. It's gonna be a civil war number 2.
Right.
I tell you that.
Them hillbillies ain't going.
Not the black folk. We ain't gonna do nothing. We our people cowards. They come in our house, take our guns. The only thing we gonna do is protest about it.
That's just the way it is. Give me my gun back.
But the heathen, you let them go to them heathen house talking about they gonna have to kill them. But that's what it brought to my mind when I saw that man talking. They getting ready. They setting something up. Everything. Just remember, everything that heathen do, he got an agenda. It's always something in the future, cause they gonna set it up first. They gonna demonize you first before they try to put their plan into action. Where the demonizing is part of the plan, but before they actually do what it is they trying to do, they gotta demonize you in the public first, and sway public opinion toward their way. So whenever they do whatever they gonna do to you, it's approved by the community. It's approved by the country.
Yep. I was thinking about that, brother Nathan, but you took the word right out of my mouth, literally. Well, let me know when you're ready for me to cue it up.
Okay, so when we play the video, feel free to stop it to give your talking points, brothers. People in the chat, pay close attention to the language. This is what we're focusing on, is the language.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the language. All right, brother, you can roll that beautiful bead footage.
Yes, sir. All praises. Y'all pay attention. And keep your children and grandchildren in mind. Because they sure got our kids in mind, but it ain't how we want.
Everyone, thank you for being with us today. Before we start our press conference, let me introduce to you some of our dignitaries that have agreed to be with us and to speak. First and foremost, our attorney, Ashley Moody, for the state of Florida. Simply the very best. Her goal is, when she wakes up every day, to make sure this is the safest place to live in the entire United States, and she does that. And to cooperate, because she believes, and you'll hear her say this, like I do, that nothing's more important than your safety and security. If you're not safe and you don't feel safe, you don't flourish, you don't thrive. And then we have today our Department of Corrections Secretary, Ricky Dixon. He's going to speak second. Ricky Dixon is a dear friend of mine. His dad was a warden. He started at an entry-level position and is now the Secretary of Corrections for the entire state. He is a professional in the greatest sense of the word, and we are fortunate that the governor appointed him as our secretary over corrections. I can't say enough about Brian Haas. He's going to speak third. Brian is our state attorney, and Brian is our teammate. He is the one that prosecutes all of our cases locally. He is the one that works side by side with me and our chiefs that are here today to make sure that the people of Polk County are safe, and they are. Our crime's at a 50-year low. You're going to hear us speak of some horrible things by some horrible people, but that doesn't represent the safety and security of the county as a whole or the different cities, but it shows our energy to make sure everyone is safe, and we're not going to allow these horrible people to hurt other people in their gangs in the community. The next speaker is Mark Britton with Florida Department of Law Enforcement. He's a special agent in charge for this area. Mark is a good friend of mine and is if it weren't for the Attorney General, if it weren't for FDLE and our police chiefs, we could not have successfully done this investigation. It just couldn't have happened. Normally when you hear me talk about gangs and gangs,
Okay, there you go.
All right, now, see how they get local, state, and federal to do an investigation when it comes to black people? See how they pull in all the resources when it comes to taking down our people? Now, what about all of these state, local, federal law enforcement taking down the white supremacists and the other terroristic gangs within their community? They don't pull out all the guns. You know what they say? You know how they hide behind that when it comes to their people? We need more funding. We need more funding. Go ahead, bro. Y'all got anything?
Yeah, I got some. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I tell you this too. Where's all of these resources when they investigating the police shoot?
Ooh. All these missing black women that go missing every year. Where them resources at?
Where's the resources at when you got a police that wrestle a man down and shoot him in the back of his head? Point blank range. Where's all of these resources at then? Where's all of these resources at when this white man got this sister on a date now, got her to his house, poisoned her, murdered her, laid down in the bed with her and went to sleep, woke up the next morning, called the police, acting hysterical. Police coming down, didn't take no evidence. Everything in the house, they just left it. No charges pressed against him. He didn't even go to jail and get questioned. Where's all these resources at? When the government do a whole full massacre of its own citizens,
Man,
in disguise or something. Huh.
tell it, brother.
Boy, man, where
Tell
these
it, brother.
resources at? And they know that they lied to us about this juice.
Yeah.
Where these resources at? We lost grandmothers. We lost the patriarchs and the matriarchs of our communities. They gone. We can't get that knowledge and wisdom back.
You're right. And that's by design. You take care, you eliminate the elders and the mothers, emails, and you got chaos. You think you that thug on TV. You think you that doggone drug dealer, and so forth. Right now, they're trying to get them into thinking they part of the rainbow community.
Yeah, but where all these resources at when it comes time to investigate that though?
Right. They ain't got it. Ain't got it. They ain't got it.
So once again, brothers and sisters, you see they pull out all the resources on this case. State, local, federal, and you got the state what you call that? State state attorney on the case. Everybody's in the case. Even the correctional officer and that's over the correctional facility, they was involved in the case. All the resources came into play when it come to you, taking you down or taking us down as a people. They got all the resources when it comes to that. That's what we try to get y'all to see. Now, once again, we're going to play the video. Listen to the language. Listen to the language. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Activity, we never mentioned the name of the gang. And the reason for that is we don't want to market for them. But Sex Money Murder, which is a subset of the United Blood Nation gang, is so violent. They're so ruthless. They're so dangerous.
Now I want y'all to put this in contrast. Look, all you see is they word, and you see some drugs, and you see gun. How many y'all don't forgot about this here though? Y'all don't forgot about this. That's why we up here. We won't remind y'all. Just hold tight. We gonna remind y'all. Hold on. Y'all don't forgot about this. Uh-oh. That's why we up here. Uh-oh. We won't remind y'all. Just hold tight. We gonna remind y'all. Hold on. Y'all don't forgot about this. Uh-oh. That's why we up here. Uh-oh. We won't remind.
Yeah, you're right. Uh-oh. Get it together, warrior.
I'm on 2 devices.
Right. Uh-oh.
I'm on 2 devices. And look, my wife is commenting.
Get it together, warrior.
Can y'all hear me? Hey, can y'all hear me?
Devices. Right. Uh-oh.
I'm on 2 devices. And look, my wife is commenting. And I can't even see her comment. Hold on. Hey, can y'all hear me? I'm on 2 devices. And look, my wife is commenting.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Hold on.
All right, brothers, since we having technical difficulties, Warriors, he get it together, y'all. Y'all be patient with the brother. Gotta be long suffering with the brother. Oh, hey, Stephen,
Yes, sir.
do you see Cortez, the link?
Okay. Yeah, this is some funny stuff going on. She commenting, and I can't even see her comments. But anyway, all right, let me see. What I'm gonna remind y'all of this right here. Y'all remember the white supremacist so-called gang, don't you? They had rocket launchers, they had bombs. I'm finna show y'all. Just hold on. Y'all don't forget. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah, I
you,
hear you,
brother.
brother.
Look, y'all don't forget now. These ain't gangs, them terrorists. What's the difference between a gang and a terrorist? See, these folks have historically targeted just black folks. Gangs, we target each other. Gangs push like drugs. We fighting over resources. We fighting over money. But these devils is trying to kill our life. They're trying to take us. They're trying to snuff us out. They're not criminalizing this. These folks can recruit on college campuses, on the internet, at work, and ain't nothing being done about it. But somehow, you got to watch out for them Negroes that's killing each other. I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying, if you gonna get it all. Y'all forgot about that though, didn't you? Hold on, let me see if I get some pictures. How is it that if y'all listen to that whole video? I listened to that whole video. I watched. How is it they can lock up black folks for recruiting people in the gang, but they're not locking up these ABs, these clans. They're not locking up none of these white supremacist devils for recruiting in the terrorists. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you loud and clear.
Okay, y'all. They had look rocket launcher. Rocket launchers now. But let me get back over here. I just want y'all to keep that in contrast. They ain't passing no laws to do nothing about it. Nothing. The focus
But
is
they got all the resources,
for the Negroes.
all the state, local, and federal government to take down the game. Listen to the language, y'all. Y'all pay attention to the language. Go ahead, bro.
Mike, I'm glad. Whichever one of y'all brought this up, I'm glad y'all found it.
Yeah, all praise to the Most High. I found it today.
You what?
I said I found this video this morning.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Community's attention what they are doing. Now they're focusing on those who sell drugs, trap houses. They're focusing on other gangbangers.
Look, you just see drugs and guns, a couple guns. Them white supremacists had over 100 guns. They had all kind of money up there. They had pipe bombs, and they had a rocket launcher. Okay, I just want to remind. Look, you just see drugs. Who's to say that's their drugs? Who's to say they didn't get that out the evidence? Who's to remember a couple weeks ago they've been offloading drugs in Florida? Y'all remember that?
Yeah, in this same county, they all 3 police officers stole money and drugs out the evidence off, the evidence room. They stole evidence. There were 3 officers, two white ones and a black one, out of this same police jurisdiction, Polk County Sheriff's Office. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not going for you show me some dope and you give your side of the story. Them days is over with.
Focusing on other criminal elements, but let me explain something to you. You're going to see today a group of people, young people, some of them in their teen years, some of them in their 20s, but all young people. And it's never all right.
That's who they going after. Notice he said they young people. Remember New York, what was that? New York, what was that at? They just gaffled up that 10-year-old boy for some chips. Y'all heard that?
To rob, shoot, kill other young folks. Sex, Money, Murder prides themselves in creating fear in the gang communities and in the drug communities. Pistol Pete who started this gang in the 90s, is currently serving a life sentence in prison. But here's what he said. And I think the gang name of Sex, Money, Murder says it all. He says, we get sex because we get money. We murder anyone who F's with our money.
And you see the Quran up there. Y'all pay attention to that Quran sitting up there.
Yeah. There you go, bro. See, it's hidden language in this video. Pay attention. Go ahead.
Yeah. See, some people they don't know the difference between us and the Muslims. They swear that we Muslims. And another thing, ain't nobody more radical than the white evangelical Christian. Nobody. You got history to show, you got history to back it up, and you got their current action. They go in all these lands, causing coups, causing poverty, stealing and killing. But somehow you got to watch out for them Negroes and the Muslims.
And they're not just saying that, they're killing people. There's home invasion robberies of our drug dealers, drive-by shootings in neighborhoods, and murder. So you might ask, well, how violent are they, Grady? Well, think about this. They went into one home invasion and pistol whipped an 8-year-old child. Did you hear what I said? They pistol whipped an 8-year-old child. And if that's not bad enough, they did a home invasion at another place that sold drugs and placed their gun to a 3-month-old head and told the parents, give it up. And you know what's next if they didn't. They think nothing of having drive-by shootings in the streets. Nothing of it. They don't care about the neighbors. They don't care about the danger they create. So in 2018, 2019, we saw a lot of these gangbangers rolling out of state prison. They had already done terms in prison where Brian Haas's assistants had prosecuted them in past years for robbery, for use of a firearm, possession.
Okay, you got the weed up there. I get that. And now, which one is they need to pick one? Is it going to be legal or illegal? Y'all understand? You see what I'm saying? They need to pick one. But yeah,
Possession of a firearm. The moment they're out of prison, they're doing the same thing again. And that's why it's important for you to understand why we undertook an investigation I'm going to explain to you of such magnitude. If they're not in prison, they're robbing, shooting, and killing. They're just going to. They've shown that all along. So when we talk about our investigation today, it's not just the Lakeland, Auburndale, Eagle Lake, Winter Haven, Haines City, Lake Wells area. Sex, money, murder is a nationwide gang. So in 2018 and 19, for example, there was a guy that sold dope, cannabis, you know, that low-level nonviolent drug. They went to his house to rip him and shot and killed the mother of children who was simply cooking dinner that night. Why? Because she was there and she got in the way of the bullets as they shot up the house. And then in May 2020, there was another person shot down in the street. That's right. Those two cases we haven't made any arrest on.
hey, I noticed what they ain't talking about. How do you stop drugs in the community? You go to the source of where it's grown and manufactured. You don't wait till it get to the neighborhoods. You go to the source where it's being made. They don't want to stop no drugs. The doggone, what they call it? The ATF, now the DEA, been around since the doggone 60s, and the drug problem is getting worse. So what does that tell you? The DEA been around since Nixon. They've been had this war on drugs since the 60s, and the drugs is getting worse. So what do that tell you? You got parenthetical evidence crawling out the woodworks that the CIA pushed the drugs in the streets. This is a doggone plantation grab to our young brothers and sisters that ain't paying attention.
Those were the first two cases in over a decade that our homicide team was not able to solve. Do you know why? No one's talking. They're either gang related and or they're scared to death of the gangsters. And then there was the shootings in the neighborhoods throughout the cities across this county. So despite our best efforts to solve those two homicides, to get people to talk, they were afraid to. Despite our ability to infiltrate, we were unable to. So we did intensive investigative efforts to put people in jail, and we were arresting people and sending them to prison all along the way, but we weren't slowing down the problem. So in
Notice,
2021,
what's the problem to slow down? See, you got to pay attention. You got to pay close attention to your oppressor's language. The end goal, brothers and sisters, while you listen to the language that they're putting out to their white people, to their own kind, is that we're going to put these black people behind bars and never let them out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
That's the language. That's the end goal. The end all to be all is to get you in there, get you in the system, and never let you out.
That's it. It ain't gonna work though. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah. It ain't gonna work. I want to step away right quick. I gotta go in this way station.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my phone on mute. I'll be right back.
Hey, did you hear what he said a while ago? He said every time, as soon as we let them out, they do the same thing again.
Yeah.
So to the point that Michael made,
Great analysis.
that's exactly what they talking about. They wanna get them in there, and they know what he's saying is ain't no use in letting them out because they ain't never gonna change.
Right. You're absolutely right. Okay, let me continue. Boy, these aside, yeah, let me go. Let me continue. Come on in.
we ask our top cop in the state, Ashley Moody, our Attorney General, and her team, can you help us out? For the first time in the history of Polk County, we did a gang wiretap. We call them T3s. That's right, where we listen to social media apps, where we listen to cell phones and their communications through court orders. This is a very complicated process, and it only could occur because of wonderful people that Ashley has working with her, such as our prosecutor on this case, Michael Filto. So when our detectives, working with FDLE, started writing the probable cause, it took not just weeks, but months of articulation to show this ongoing gang activity. And in September 24th of 2021, we began to intercept telephone calls and social media. Oh yeah, gang members, listen up. We can intercept your social media. You can't pay attention to all that hype you hear. We got it, and we got them because of it. As a result of intercepting 9 court-ordered intercepts,
Hey, stop it right there. Stop it right there, Warrior.
we were able to obtain.
Did you hear what he said?
Repeat it for me.
He said, "Oh yeah."
You cut out. You cut out, brother.
We can tap into your social media phone call. It's just like if you calling somebody on Messenger,
Yeah.
they can intercept that.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
calling somebody
I always,
on that WhatsApp, they can get that.
I always suspected that. That's why I got a motto. Whatever I say it to their face.
And he basically said, "We got y'all because of your social media activity. We caught you because of what you put on social media."
Thirst trapping, man. Just want some attention, man. Whew. Man, that's messed up.
So you see these young guys, they on social media, they posting pictures of their money, they posting pictures of the grams they got for sale. I'm talking about, man, I see them do it all the time.
Yeah.
They post all that stuff on Facebook, and then as soon as they get popped, they want to blow their brother brains out, talking about somebody snitched on them.
That's messed up. Now they done it. Now, don't get me wrong. We shouldn't be doing it. And ain't none of us condoning no going against the scripture. In nothing we teach, we don't condone wrongdoing. We have to make that plain because some people may be just coming in and you know what I'm saying.
No, we definitely not taking up for these people.
Yeah, no, we ain't doing that.
That's poisoning the children in our community, and that's breaking the laws of the land. Because the scripture tells us we got to keep the laws of the land. But what we saying and what we showing you is the difference in the way that they handle the two different communities.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. Y'all remember Michael Draker that shot the black guy in the parking lot while he was messing with his girlfriend or wife or something? Y'all remember that? This the same state. Y'all remember the white supremacist guards? Let me do a little review while we waiting on. I just do a little review. I did it, we did that one. Let me see. He was up here acting like the lawyer for Michael Draker. He shot the black man defending his woman. And the police is acting like a de facto lawyer. Y'all can type that in, that video right there. If you come back through later and watch that, I might play some of it. I don't know. But look, remember Cesar Sayoc in Florida putting the bombs in the Democrats' mailboxes. Ain't no laws for the bombers, and ain't no law for the white supremacist terrorists. Ain't nothing for none of them. Just some Negroes selling dope and with some guns. What I'm saying, if you in all your getting, get it all. I'm just showing y'all, this is something, look, prison guards. So they want to funnel our brothers into prison. So look, in the hands of the devils, prison guard. Look on the screen. Y'all see the trap. Guards openly brag about being white supremacists in Florida prison. But you don't hear Governor DeSantis. You don't hear none of them law enforcement. You don't see no feds or nothing. Y'all remember? I'll get back on that later. Y'all don't see none of that. But let me get back into this video.
12 racketeering charges with gang enhancements against the sex money murder members. That first degree felony of racketeering is 30 years. When you do a gang enhancement, it's life. Our goal is that they never breathe air.
I need to go back through and look at some of them people with all them pipe bombs, see how many of them got life. They label them a gang, right? They label them a gang. Okay, that was one crime. And some of the other stuff. I need to go back through and get them names and see how many of them got life. Some of y'all that's out there that's willing, we got to be on the up and up. So when they start railroading our people, we're gonna say not so fast. Let me play that
He
back.
said, did you hear? Yeah, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he was about to say? Listen to what he was about to say. Play it.
Okay.
He said, our goal and main objective is to make sure. Go ahead. He gonna tell you what their goal is.
Intercept telephone calls and social media. Oh yeah, gang members, listen up. We can intercept your social media. You can't pay attention to all that hype you hear. We got it, and we got them because of it. As a result of intercepting 9 court-ordered intercepts, we were able to obtain 12 racketeering charges with gang enhancements against the sex money murder members. That first-degree felony of racketeering is 30 years. When you do a gang enhancement, it's life. Our goal is that they never breathe air outside of a prison again. But if that was not great enough.
Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Did you just hear what that heathen said?
He said their goal is to make sure they don't breathe air outside the prison.
Okay, and a while ago, he just made a point that these was teenagers and some of them in their 20s.
Yeah.
So that means that these are still children.
Yeah.
Most of them still children. He said their goal is to make sure that they never breathe air in the free world again.
That's that dog whistle. That's that dog whistle.
So you mean to tell me you want to lock children up and use them for their slave labor for the rest of their life? 17, 16, 15, 18-year-old children.
Yeah.
And you want to put them in prison until they die.
America ain't gonna be around. I don't believe it ain't gonna last. It ain't. They probably tried. It ain't gonna last.
No, it's just the principle of even trying to do it though.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I said that because I know some of our folks are scared.
See? And the only way we can counter this measure that the heathen is putting out is to keep the Most High law, statute, and commandments. That's the only thing that's gonna work.
There you go.
That's the only thing. Anything else, some programs and marching, that ain't gonna save shit. Keeping them laws, statutes, and commandments.
And it's
what's gonna save our youth.
Right.
That's it. There ain't nothing else. Don't even think about it. Ain't no more. We tired of marching. You should be tired of marching. You ain't burning no calories anyway when you march. Hey, bro. But anyway, bro, go ahead.
Okay. All right.
This team, we were able to obtain racketeering warrants and criminal charges on the entire hierarchy for the state of Florida. That's right, from the top.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't hear this talk when he was talking about them white supremacist terrorists. I didn't hear that kind of talk. I didn't hear nothing about them being in there for the rest of their lives. These devils got bombs, rocket launchers. They get military weapons. I didn't hear this kind of talk. Y'all people better wake up. See, I ain't forgot about this stuff.
Gangster and sex money murder, all the way through the hierarchy, we were able to get racketeering life felony charges. In addition to that, we were able to get a life felony charge on the head of sex money murder from North Carolina, who we hooked up in this investigation. Now, while all this is going on, we began a gang task force in Polk County. The Auburndale Police Department, the Haines City Police Department, Lake Wells Police Department, FDLE, and of course, the State Attorney's Office and my detectives. Why did we do this during the same era? Because there are other gangs, I like to call them baby gangs, who are also shooting and robbing in the streets.
Ain't that amazing? They talking about gangs and don't even mention nothing about the white people. And then if you peep when it first come on, it was all Mzungu standing up there. Even if you got a black representation up there, you got to check that Negro's paperwork. What you been doing? Where you come from? Who sent you? You know, it's amazing how they get together and just talk about us and leave us out the conversation. I mean, don't let us talk for ourselves. And at the same time, overlook the wickedness of themselves and their people.
Why did we start that game? Because in 2021, Haines City PD made an arrest after a young man died. He died swimming in Lake Apopka. When they buried him here, gang members danced on his grave while they videoed it. There was an arrest made. That would upset anybody, and it certainly set off the gangsters who didn't like each other to begin with. January 30th, we had the murder of a 20-year-old in a running gun battle just outside the city of Winter Haven. Our state attorney, Brian Haas, just indicted 3 of them for first-degree murder, and that investigation's also underway. As you can see, we've already made 7 arrests with our gang task force, and we have just begun to arrest gangsters in this particular operation. We're blessed in that no innocent bystanders have been killed yet, but their houses and their cars have been shot up, and bullets have missed folks who didn't deserve to be shot at. They simply happen to live in the area. We're going to make more arrests. But before I go through my cards, I want to introduce you to, or reintroduce you to, a dear friend of mine and simply the best Attorney General in the United States, Ashley Moody. She and her team are why we were able to do this. General?
Thank you, sir.
Stop.
We appreciate you being here to.
Pay close attention to the white woman. Pay close attention. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Gonna get good now. Go ahead.
Shine a light on some really, really courageous, brave, talented, experienced, motivated, mission-driven law enforcement officers without whom our communities would not sleep as well at night. And one thing should be clear before we begin.
Hold on, Hebrew.
Evil
Stop.
works in our communities.
Did you hear what she said? You hear the code talk, what she just said? Our communities can sleep well at night because we got these people off the street. You hear her? Our community.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Who community? Our white people's community. We got these thugs off the street, these terrorists. Go ahead, brother.
All right.
There is no doubt about that. And I'm not just saying that because I've seen it firsthand as a federal prosecutor or as a judge or even as a mother. Evil lurks in our communities. And the folks here standing with me today can attest to that. Evil is a person who holds a gun to the head of a 3-month-old. Evil is a person who pistol whips an 8-year-old. Evil is a person who would take the life of another with no regard for human life. Evil indeed.
Ain't that what the white supremacists do? Take the life of our people with no regard. All them words that come out their mouth, they're gonna be judged on.
Listen to how she described evil though. Listen to her. Listen to her.
Okay.
Lurks in our communities, and without the brave men and women of law enforcement who dedicate their lives to these careers, we could not contain it. And evil must be contained. And that means taking dangerous people out of our communities and putting them behind bars where they cannot hurt anyone else.
Hey,
The people
She sounds like Hillary Clinton.
our communities means, in cold word, brothers and sisters, our society. They can give a damn about the black community. She's talking about her community, her society. That's what she means. When she say community, but society. She said our society. That's what she's trying to tell y'all.
Yeah.
Our white society. Go ahead, bro. You got anything?
here in this room who have seen and will never forget unconscionable acts, evil acts, know that without that containment, without removing those dangerous people from our streets, people will be.
Mikael, did any black person get killed by them?
By who?
That they talking about? Because I can't remember. I listened to that whole video. All I heard was they were trying to kill somebody.
Yeah, they were trying to kill somebody, but they
didn't kill nobody, right?
Right.
That's a very interesting question, Brother Josiah Yahuda. Yeah, because I couldn't remember nobody. I listened to that. All right, let me continue.
Hurt. And so because of that, as Attorney General, I will never make an apology, and I will never stand down from supporting these brave men and women that do this hard work day in and day out and separate our communities that want to live in peace and stability.
Fund the police. Fund the police.
Right.
That's what she advocating. Fund the
Hollywood
police.
and other people will glorify gang membership and gangs. And I'm so supportive of not using the names of gang leaders or the names of gangs, because I refuse to give them any credit or glorify them in any way. And I appreciate the sheriff.
Now, how is they going to refuse to use their names and they got their names up there and they saying their name? Black folks don't want their name out. When we out there, I know, when you're out there breaking the law, you don't want your name blasted out there like that because you don't want to go to jail. But anyway.
Without removing those dangerous people from our streets, people will be hurt. And so because of that, as Attorney General, I will never make an apology, and I will never stand down from supporting these brave men and women that do this hard work day in and day out and separate our communities that want to live in peace and stability from evil. Hollywood and other people will glorify gang membership and gangs, and I'm so supportive of not using the names of gang leaders or the names of gangs, because I refuse to give them any credit or glorify them in any way, and I appreciate the sheriff agreeing with that. But this gang is particularly dangerous and insensitive to human life. Gang members are merchants of death. They sell poison, they traffic drugs, they murder, they harm, they break into homes.
What about the KKK being a merchant of death? What about the Aryan Brotherhood being a merchant of death? What about the other white supremacist groups? Woo, this heathen here.
Question, man.
Hey, ain't no more dangerous. In the white supremacist structure, the most dangerous person in the white supremacist structure is the white woman.
Right. Brother Khalid Muhammad said she's a doggone manufacturer. She manufacturing with enemy combatants.
Hey,
Dr. Khalid Muhammad, huh?
What about the Italian mob? What about them? What about what about these Asians that got their own towns that they call Chinatown? Those are gangs, bro.
Yeah, what they call them, a triad.
Yeah. What about these Arabs that come over here?
They
terrorists. They ain't nothing but sleeper cells.
We focusing on them Negroes. There's too many of y'all. Y'all see that picture? That's what that is. Look at all them niggers. Y'all see that picture? We up in there deep. That's what they showing all them Negroes. But you ain't gonna see not one them doing the white supremacists like that. Boy, I tell you, if we don't stay on top of this, boy, some of us just get mowed over.
Hey,
Might as
you see what
well.
they did with Kyle Rittenhouse. They made
Yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse a national hero.
And no one in our
My fault, dog. And yeah,
They made him
the
a national
doggone
hero.
judge was his lawyer. He had a lawyer. And just like this, yeah. Well, I tell you, these folks, I'm not gonna shed one tear when the Most High started destroying. He already destroying this place. I don't miss what's hurting me and killing my folks.
communities should have sympathy for people who would inflict that harm on a community. And while they are sometimes glorified, it is not a life that anyone should seek. None of the people here will ever let up until they are in prison. Many will die in prison because we refuse to let them harm.
How is prison the only solution? They got one solution that don't work. If prison stopped people from going back, they wouldn't go back. That ain't the solution. So why do people break the law? A lot of times because they don't have money. Okay, what happened to black folk money? They done stole our land. They put highways through our towns. Integration, wiped out all our businesses. Racism. But now all of a sudden we're supposed to forget all that and focus on locking them up, locking our folks up. Okay. How come finding the source of the drugs? How come that ain't the solution? If they ain't got no drugs, they can't sell it. So where is the drugs being made? How come that ain't the solution? How come seeing what do they need? How about getting with the people that live there and see what needs to be done so they can have some money or work it out? How come that ain't the solution? How come the only solution, that's just like getting these shots. The only solution is to get stuck up. How come prison is the only solution?
Hey, and
Plantation?
don't
Go ahead,
forget
bro.
when they move into the black communities and they buy up all the property and bring in the Starbucks and the Walmarts and,
Oh yeah, it's
and
a
move
wrap.
all
Then.
the black people that lived in that community. They just move them out and just throw them anywhere.
It's a wrap then. That's
What about
gentrification.
that? Gentrification. So
Yeah.
what about that's what caused poverty. Poverty bring about crime.
Right. These devils know it. That's why they know people need money. That's why they bringing these immigrants over here and giving them money and giving them a place to stay so they don't resort to crime. That's why they're doing the same thing to the Ukrainians, giving them a place to stay, giving them money so they don't resort to crime. They're doing the same thing to people that break the law to get here, illegal immigrants, putting them up in places, making laws, protecting them from the police so they don't go to jail. But black folks, you niggas got to go to jail.
Forever. You
Forever.
die in jail.
Forever.
But again, we're not condoning the actions of these people.
Right.
The only thing we're doing is pointing out the fact that brothers and sisters, you better keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, because if you breaking these heathen laws, because they steady making up more and more every day to entrap us. The
Yep.
only way to get around this type of stuff right here is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right. That's it.
And sometimes that ain't even enough.
Sometimes we got to go through. That's all right. We'll go through suffering for righteousness. Either way, you go suffer. You might as well suffer doing right. You go suffer. One way or another. All right. Let me see.
Or murder people in our communities. Those that do not will oftentimes run in fear, as they should, because we won't stop hunting them down. These cases are about collaboration between city law enforcement.
Hey,
county
Hebrew.
law enforcement.
Hear what she said? We won't stop hunting Esau is a hunting hunter. We will not stop hunting them down. Go ahead, brother.
The Most High got him. He hunting a hunter.
State law enforcement, statewide prosecutors, and specific circuit prosecutors. The great thing about this victory today, and I would call it a triumph of good over evil, is that this was not about any pride of any one particular agency or any one particular prosecutor. This was a collaborative effort, and the pride comes from the success of that joint operation.
There, look at the smile on her face. Look,
No
look
one
at
has
her.
any pride
Smile.
standing here. The pride we have
She act like she caught Nat Turner.
people and remove
She act like what?
She acting like hell they done caught Nat Turner before he started doing the killing.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Brother Warrior, bring out Genesis chapter 25, verse 26 and 27.
Genesis 25.
Verse 26 and 27.
All right.
We would not stop hunting them down. We're going to catch them. Yeah. The big bad black man, the boogeyman, the new face of terrorism.
What was you said? Genesis what now?
Genesis 25,
What verse?
26 and 27.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me get my screen right.
And look what they throw on us. What they throw on us, y'all. We always angry. We always angry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
And like we ain't supposed to be angry. What did Proverbs say? It was amazing how they miss over them Bible verses. Proverbs said, surely oppression drives a wise man mad. Proverb. All right. And after that, his brother come out. This is Jacob and Esau being born. His hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
He was a what?
Cunning hunter.
And what the heathen just say they were going to do?
We will not stop hunting you down.
They in their nature. They in their nature. All right, that's all I wanted, brother. I just wanted to bag on what my brother said.
Okay. Let me see here.
move them from the communities, and that they will not plague the state of Florida any longer. It was detailed work, and I'm going to thank somebody. Where's our investigator? What, you want to introduce your investigator? Is she here? Christy?
Hold on, Hebrew. Did you hear what she said? They would not plague. They would not plague the state of Florida again. Black people, listen to me. We are the white people's plague.
Yeah.
Everything they describe is black. Black plague. The black this and black that. We are their plague. They don't want niggas in Florida. They want you niggas out of there. You are a plague to them. They get tired of seeing your nappy dreadlocks, Negro. You are a plague. Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
This investigator right here, Christy Dolan, is one of the reasons that this case came together. And we're all trying to figure out how we can hire her away from the Department of Corrections. But she is indeed a shero. She's one of—
Keep that in mind. She in the prison system, right? I just showed y'all that you got white supremacists in the prison system. She's not cleaning. Yeah, she's not cleaning that up. That ain't the problem. The problem is the Negroes, huh?
Yeah, look. Who's the head? Who's the most dangerous person in the white supremacist organization? The white woman. She's the head over all the correctional facilities in Florida. She's the head.
Yep.
They gotta come see her. And she when the prison system get low, she makes the phone call to the agency. Y'all need to fill it back up and get a little low up in here. Send 40 and 50 to this correctional facility in South Florida. Send this many over here to North Florida over here to this facility. We need 70 down here in Central Florida prison system. Y'all better pay attention.
Yeah, yep.
They listen. They showing you their system without showing you their system. Y'all get what I'm saying? How
Yeah,
it
that's
works?
a dog whistle. See, a dog
Yeah.
whistle, a human can't hear a dog whistle, but a dog can hear the sound of the whistle. So they talking where some people, if you ain't paying attention and don't know their movements, you won't know what they're talking about until it's too late. Comprende? That's all right. We brothers on we on the job. Y'all in the chat. Y'all job is just as important as ours.
The good guys, and we appreciate you. Thank you for doing this important work. Those in the Department of Corrections are sometimes overlooked for the important work they do. But they are just as important part of this operation and the safety apparatus within Florida, and you are a shining example of that.
Thank you.
But this was detailed work, and let me just say, Sheriff Grady Judd stands up here and with all his heart and with all his passion tells you about what they are doing, not just to make Polk County safe, but our state safe. Folks know him from standing here in front of cameras and delivering good news, sometimes hard to hear, but good news about the efforts that they're doing here. But that passion and that heartfelt love and mission to protect his community does not stop here. And I often think the Polk County Sheriff's Office doesn't get the credit behind the scenes for the intricate, detailed, sophisticated crime work that they are doing that allows Sheriff Grady Judd to stand at this podium. I have never seen such great collaboration like this, and so much is due to Sheriff Grady Judd, and not just his support for his law enforcement officers, but he's in the details. He's talking to the chiefs. He's talking to the prosecutors. He knows the line prosecutor. He reads the affidavits. It's very impressive, and Polk County should be extraordinarily proud. He's one of the good guys, and I could not do my job as Attorney General as well as I do to protect Florida, to ensure that it is safe and strong without sheriffs like Grady Judd. We launched last year Star Tips. It was the first in the nation, a one-line, very easy to remember for the whole state of Florida. Anywhere, if you are in a community and you feel like your community is being ravaged by gangs, if you don't feel safe in your neighborhood and you know who is the root of that fear, you can report that anonymously.
See,
Stop. Whoa. If you know who's the root of that fear, who's the root of white people or they fear? Niggas. We gave you a number to call because, if you have fear and she said, and you know who's the root of your fear. She look, you just reminded she'll say it again. Now I'm making this shit up.
Nope.
Am I reaching?
No, you ain't.
So if I'm reaching, I'll be quiet.
What I was gonna say, what black folk fell for Hillary talking about the doggone we are super predators. We didn't have this information that we got now. See, that's what we messed up the last time. But now we got this. It's different this time. We see them, and we communicate. And some Negroes still gonna say, "Oh my gosh, these Negroes, they gonna trust the devil instead of getting together with people in the neighborhood and seeing what's going on." And for all we know, crime is everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. We don't really, I'm just saying, we shouldn't get in the habit of taking nothing from our enemies without checking it out and checking their paperwork, and their paperwork is dirty.
I would ask anyone that is in a community.
Go ahead.
What I wanted to say was they gave the ages of these young men and women Who raising these kids? Who
Mhm.
raising the 17s? Who raising from 14 up to 18-year-old? Who raising them boys and girls?
Single mother.
Women. Women raising them, bro. They don't have men around.
Yeah, we need to do. We
And the
need.
reason why they don't have men around is because, just like she said a while ago, lock them up,
Yeah,
let them die in prison.
yeah,
So when you taking all the men out of a community and they don't have any male figures around to be an example or to put their ass in check or to hit one of them upside their damn head when they need to be hit upside their head, this what you get.
yeah.
Can I say something?
You ain't know
They
that.
created this.
Yeah,
They
Can I say
created
something?
this atmosphere, man.
The
Yeah, go
prison
ahead.
system is the new birth control for you sisters.
yeah. They starting to shoot the sisters down now.
Hey, how you gonna how we gonna keep reproducing and all us men in prison? See, the prison system is their new birth control system. That's how they want to control our birth rates. Is get them into prison. Get them young men. See, this is another tangent like Pharaoh in Egypt. Get them young boys like Herod too, coming out to Christ. Get them young niggas. Get them in the jailhouse so they can't reproduce. Give them 50. Give them life in prison. Let them rot now so they can't get to these sisters and make no babies.
Mm-hmm.
Make another headache. Like they taking another textbook out of who? J. Edgar Hoover. We gotta prevent the rise of another black messiah.
And the one
Hallelujah.
that we can't get in prison, let's make them gay.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
Let's push this homosexual agenda on the rest of them. All the ones that's docile, we're gonna turn them gay. But all the ones that got some backbone, we're gonna put them in prison.
Mm.
So either way it go, it's still birth control.
yeah. Right.
And
And
then let's
but
put on TV all these interracial relationships. So all them young black girls, they'll want them a white man now.
yeah. But there's a part of the book of Exodus that they missing. The more that they oppressed them, the more they grew. The more they oppress us, the more we gonna grow. But we got to be righteous.
Community throughout the state of Florida that is watching this today and wants to be part of the solution to ridding our state from gangs like sex, money, murder, ridding our states from folks that would hold firearms to the heads of young children, to rid our state from evil that should never be able to take root and thrive in a state such as Florida. Join us in our effort to make this state stronger and safer and dial star tips. You heard the sheriff say how this investigation that took down a statewide gang started. It was from one incident. If we have one report from one mom that's concerned about her community, think about what we might be able to do with that information. So thank you so much for those of you that are here today that took the time to come out and join us for this important announcement. You are also a part of the reason we will make Florida the strongest and safest state in the nation.
Hey, let me say
I hope the Most High send a
Let me say
damn.
this.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Let me say this. So basically, it was one black parent, one black mother that called in an anonymous tip because she was afraid for her community. And when you got these little devils running around killing folks in your community, selling drugs in your community, killing your children and your grandkids, and you feel unsafe, hey, I'm not going to be the one to tell you not to report that person.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, that woman still got to live, and she still got kids, and maybe her kids are not in gangs. Maybe her grandchildren are good good children, and they can't even go outside on the sidewalk and play hopscotch or play jump rope or hula hoop because you got these little devils in the community killing everybody.
Yeah, I understand
Now,
that. Just understand.
now that sister calling in and reporting that brought down a whole bunch of criminals. They criminals.
Mm.
These people, they putting poison in the community. They got guns. They killing people in the community. They robbing people. They kicking in doors. Those type of people need to be put in jail.
Yeah, I
But
agree with you.
The point that we making is this. We looking deeper into the matter than on the surface. What we looking at is what caused that person to resort to that type of lifestyle. People's circumstances and the situations that they are in is what caused people to make the bad decisions. And the reason why I know that is because I was in that place.
Yeah.
I used to sell drugs. I used to rob people. I done been to prison. But it took me going to prison one time, and I learned my lesson. I made a mistake. I made a bad choice, or a bad choice is. But what if they would have put me in prison and never let me out again? What if they would have put me in there and said, he's such a bad criminal, we don't never want him to breathe the air in the free world again? I would have never had another chance at society. I would have never had my children, my grandchild, my wife. I would have never been bringing this word of the Most High to y'all right here now today.
Right.
If they had just threw away the key and locked me up for the rest of my life. Because a person make a mistake doesn't make them a lifetime criminal. Some of those kids might not have no other choice but to be in the game.
You're right.
And if they ain't in the game, they gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't never know people's circumstances.
Right.
And I'm not making excuses for what they doing, because if you do those type of things, you deserve to be put in prison.
Right.
But you don't deserve to be put in prison for the rest of your life.
You're absolutely right. These devils know it. They don't care. They are of their father. They are of their father.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff, for the opportunity to be part of this today. I can tell you at times, unfortunately, organized criminal activity often involves individuals in the general public working in concert with individuals in our custody and communicating on various crimes. You may ask how that happens. And if I could reach over here, I'll show you an example of a small communications device that we repeatedly combat, trying to keep these type of devices out of our secure perimeters and through various means. But I can tell you that disrupting these criminal networks requires effective communications and strong partnerships, as you see here today, with our law enforcement community. When it comes to working collaboratively with the Florida Department of Corrections, I can think of no better example that is offered by the Polk County Sheriff's Department. They just continue to draw the line in the sand when it comes to criminal activity, both inside of our fences and outside of our fences. We're extremely appreciative. I'd like to especially thank Sheriff Grady Judd for his leadership and his commitment to and dedication to public safety. We're also very appreciative of our partnerships with Attorney General Ashley Moody, our state attorneys, our statewide prosecutors, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. And I would once again like to recognize Senior Analyst Christy Dolan, just a remarkable job she does, specifically in this case. Her support in providing actionable intelligence contributed greatly to an arrest, and I would just appreciate her hard work. Also, as many of you know, there's thousands of men and women across Florida working for the Florida Department of Corrections who do a remarkable job every day on behalf of our communities. I'm proud to represent them as their secretary and stand here today and thank them for the work that they do. But specifically as it relates to this case, this would not have happened without strong partnership, strong collaboration, and with the men and women standing here. And we're proud to be a part of it in the Department of Corrections. And we look forward to continuing partnerships with you all as we continue to advance our public safety mission. Thank you.
Good morning. I just want to say that I'm very honored to be here with our Attorney General, Ashley Moody, and our Sheriff Grady Judd, and all the great folks that are up here. I think it's pretty safe to say that the criminals don't respect jurisdictional boundaries. They're not concerned about where the one agency's responsibilities start and another one's end. And that's why this task force and our working together, not just across our jurisdiction here in Polk County and in the 10th Circuit, but across the state. And it's because of the strong leadership of our Attorney General, Ashley Moody, that allows that to happen. And putting the absolute best folks on this has been critical to having the success that we've had. And locally here, to have the partnership that not only with Lee, but with our sheriff's office and Sheriff Judd and all the wonderful people that work for him, our local police departments, that's what matters. We've got to realize that it is a team effort, and that's what the criminals are not counting on us doing. And when we do these types of things, it sends a message to them, and the work continues from here. This is a great accomplishment, but there's a lot more to be done. So thank you all for being here.
There we go. Good morning. Thank you, Sheriff, General Moody, and Secretary Dixon. FDLE.
Now listen to this freak. Yeah, listen to this asshole, y'all. Listen to him.
Known as sex money murder. This gang has been a thorn in the side of Central Florida communities for years. The crimes, including conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, aggravated battery on law enforcement, trafficking and sale of narcotics, possession of firearms, just to name a few. We became involved in this case, as the sheriff said, in May of 21, when we were asked to assist them with targeting this gang. We brought both investigative and analytical assistance and resources to this multi-jurisdictional public safety threat. This investigation included coordination with the Florida Department of Corrections, as Secretary Dixon mentioned, which allowed us to confirm gang affiliations within the correctional system. On April 8th, the investigative team executed simultaneous search warrants in Orlando, Mount Dora, Lake City, and Polk County. These warrants allowed us to seize narcotics, gang paraphernalia, firearms, and U.S. currency. This evidence confirmed the statewide footprint of this gang. FDLE is committed to working with our partners like the Polk County Sheriff's Office, Attorney General Ashley Moody's office, the Office of Statewide Prosecution, to eradicate these criminal street gangs who quite honestly wreak havoc on our communities. I've been in this business for 26 years, and this investigation utilized almost every imaginable investigative tool that we have. I'd like to personally thank the guys in the back and the folks up here, this investigative team. You guys showed great dedication, patience, and professionalism while investigating this gang. Sex, Money, Murder thought they were a very good gang, but I can assure you the folks back there and up here, we're a much better gang. Much better.
He admitted they're a gang. We've been saying that. He said they're a much better gang.
Better. Thank you, Sheriff.
We stand up here today as leaders of this organization and talk about the great work of the men and women in law enforcement. But they are the ones that had to face these guns to get them off the streets. And the police officers and deputies and agents around this state and nation are facing guns from folks like this that don't mind shooting, because obviously they don't mind staying in prison for very long.
What'd he say? What'd he say about the
This
gun?
Say it again, brother.
What he said about the gun? He said from folks like this.
Yeah.
Folks, you have to listen to this dude, man. Y'all got to listen to him. He know how to hide his racism in his words, bro. Go ahead, bro.
All right.
Will
Well,
never be
man, I
used
got my-
again.
Y'all have to bear with me if I don't hear everything. I got like 4 devices in my hand.
Sex, money, murder person to rob, to kill, to point at our deputies, because some one of these great guys took the risk. But let me go through the organizational chart, because as we've talked today, I want to once again emphasize how remarkable it is that we took down the entire hierarchy for sex, money, murder in the state of Florida. Let's talk about Hernando Thompson. He's 36. He's called the commissioner of sex, money, murder for the state of Florida, or he's also known as the High. What's his nickname? His AKA? T-Murder. Isn't that appropriate? T-Murder. He's charged with racketeering. Oh, by the way, he's running. He's on the lam. He's wanted. So as folks look at this guy, understand he's going to prison for the rest of his life. You might as well call Crime Stoppers and turn him in and make some cash, because we're going to catch him and we're not going to stop looking for him until. So the sooner we get him actually in jail, because he's already charged with racketeering, the better. But he is the head guy in Florida. And then there's Jonathan Fleming. We arrested him in North Carolina. He's the commissioner for the entire state of North Carolina, the #1 guy in the state. He's the high there. That's right. What's he known as? His name is Pistol. You see a trend here with their names? He's in for no bond. This guy doesn't even have a criminal history. He was pretty dark.
Well, he might be innocent then. He don't have a criminal history. Just because your pasty behind put up a picture and tell me he done something, don't mean I believe to choose it. I choose to believe it.
Notice that he said he ain't got a record, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, right? Now watch what he say, Hebrew. Watch what he say. Watch what the good sheriff say.
Good old boy.
Darn good. He was pretty insulated by other people in the sex, money, murder.
Well, you know what? They pretty insulated with their white supremacist system. They pretty insulated. They kill Negroes like it's hunting season, and very rarely go to jail. When they do, they just taking a break. So they well insulated.
He's got a criminal history now. We plan to put him in the state prison system for the rest of his life.
Y'all know something.
So he ain't got a record. They gonna put him in prison for the rest of his life. He ain't got no criminal record, y'all. Notice how they charge these guys without even going to court first. They already convicted.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Then there's James Roundtree. He's the second in command. They call him the Low, but he's the second in command for the entire state of Florida. His AKA, or his nickname, is Damager. We've also charged him with RICO, conspiracy to RICO, 3 counts of direct criminal activity. He's in the Columbia County Jail. He's from Lake City, Florida. He's got a long criminal history, and he's been to prison before. Then there is the Florida prison leader. He's currently in prison. He's called the high behind the G wall, or the gangster wall. He's the high in the prison. What's his AKA? What's his nickname? Murder Guns. That's right. Well, he was scheduled to get out. He's currently in the Santa Rosa CI in North Florida.
Man. Hold on, war y'all. Now, is it just me, or do it sound like they making up these names?
It sounds like it.
Who call themselves Murder Guns? Like, really, man? Like, come on now. Now, you got to at least make your story believable. And then the other one, name was Murder Low. Or what did he say his name was?
I forgot.
But these names don't even sound like, who in the world would walk around and let somebody call them Murder Guns?
You get the name will give you supposed to be silent. You supposed to be cloaked in secrecy. Your name
what's up with you, man?
you.
What's up with you, man? My name Willie. Oh yeah, man. My name Murder Guns. Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the rhetoric, man. Stop it. My name, hey, how you doing, man? My name Murder Guns.
Yeah. Why they call you Murder? Never mind.
Because I murder people with guns. Man, stop it, man. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
He was scheduled to get out in 2030. Newsflash, we're going to do our best to give you the rest of your life in prison so you can be the leader high or the gang leader in prison. And Mr. Dixon's folks are probably not going to be happy with that, but he runs the gang in the prison. And then there's Tanisha Fisher. She's 36. She's the first lady of Florida. That's right. That's what they call her. You know why? Because she's the significant other of Thompson, known as Murder Guns. She's called Lady Guns. That's right. We've charged her with RICO.
Stop it, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it. Man, that dude don't even sound believable, man. Yeah. And guess what her name is? Lady Guns. Man, stop it, man. Hey, I'm with you, brother Warrior. I'm starting to believe that these folks probably innocent, man.
True. You ain't got no money to mount up no defense.
And then they already done gave every one of them a life sentence before they even go to court.
This
They
pillow.
ain't even did. They just charged them. They ain't been to court yet. They just charged, and he already given them life sentences.
Yep.
So you know what? They already done talked to the judge, bro. It's a done deal. It ain't nothing but just going through the motion now.
Yep.
But the judge already done struck a deal with the DA, with the prosecutor. They already done discussed it. Only thing they waiting to do is for the court date to come, for him to come in there, sign the paperwork, and haul him out to prison.
That's just like they used to do our people. Hang him. He was already guilty. As soon as somebody lied, he was guilty.
And then, man, with the other dude, now they done set up and put this on the news that they gonna lock that man up for the rest of his life. Now, when they finally do catch up with the dude, guess what he gonna do?
What?
They probably gonna have to kill him.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody want to go to jail for the rest of their natural life. You might well go. They might well go and kill him.
Yep.
That's the way he looking at it.
2 counts, enhanced. She, we hope, stays in prison for the rest of her life. She is the one that was collecting the dues. There is an organized hierarchy.
So now selling drugs is life in prison. But collecting rocket launchers and bombs and none of that. There's no talk like this. I just going to bring that back.
And structure and business administration to sex money murder. She also booked the national gang meeting that happened in Osceola County during our wiretap. They call it the Whoop. Now, it's nice of them to have a national meeting. It's even better if they hold a national meeting while we're up on a T3 monitoring you. Oh, we got this nice picture of them where a bunch of the gang members from all over were smiling. I don't know if they'll be smiling after they get their life sentence. We'll see. She was also known as smuggling K2 into the prisons. That's right. She would take religious material such as this, spray K2 on it, and smuggle it into the prison so that they would have narcotics in the prison. She's from Mount Dora. Then we got Andre Romeus. He's 30. He's the Polk County leader. They call him the 5th floor. He's the highest level leader in the county. And I go to my gang experts, why the 5th floor? He said, that's as tall as their organized gang.
Don't forget them white supremacists that stormed the Capitol. What about the one that had plotted to the same white supremacist white nationalists plotted to take that governor prisoner hostage? Was that Michigan, Minnesota?
Michigan.
Don't forget them now.
Gang is. So, heck, who knows? Maybe they'll grow to the 6th floor now. I'm certain they're going to be fighting over position as these guys are arrested. He's charged with conspiracy to RICO and 3 counts of directing criminal activity. He likes to sell high-grade.
Have they stated any facts? Any concrete? That's what court is for, though, right? But nevertheless,
cannabis to help float the organization or the gang. He flies to California. And you know why he does high-grade cannabis? Because he says, hey, man, that stays under the radar. You know, that's stays under the radar. You get into that cocaine stuff, people get to watching you. Andre, we're watching. Then there's Serena Mixon. Serena Mixon is or was the secretary of Polk County. We're not sure. She may not now be, because they got on to her about partying too much, drinking too much, and running her mouth too much. But what's her AKA? Murder Bay, Kodak Bay, baby guns. Really sweet kind of girl, you know. Now that everybody else is in prison, you know, she may be looking for another boyfriend. Well, we hope that the next one she finds is also locked up in prison forever. She's from Lakeland, but she was kind of wild. Now, you got to be wild to be too wild for sex, money, murder. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't trust her. Loose lips sink ships. Just saying. Then there's Horatio Walker. He's 24. He's known as Dumbway or Slime Baby. Now, that's, you know, couldn't the dude get like
Slime Baby?
Slime Baby.
Hey, I'm hoping he can slip right head then. Slime Baby. Man, they don't get out of here. Go on and say something, Mike. Come on, man.
I'm gonna let Stephen have up. Slime Baby.
Dumb baby. Dumb baby.
What?
Slime baby.
What? Is this Negro just born?
Yeah, they call him Slime Baby.
Man, I'm starting to question this. I'm starting to really question it. Did they really arrest these? They really got a case? I don't know what's going on, but this
It looked like they got them. It looked like they got, because they did the wiretaps and they did the social media taps.
Yeah.
And you know they done heard them and they done filmed them. They done followed them for ain't no telling how long. So they got them.
I'm talking about
they
these
got 'em.
names. Yeah. Yeah. They probably do, but you know what?
Brandy than that.
They exonerate black people almost every other week now. They done been in there 40 years, had evidence to prove they're innocent. The white supremacists hid the evidence, and they let them out 40 years later. This is almost every other week now. All you got to do is go over there on Lisa's channel, and you'll see a whole bunch of videos of them letting folks out that didn't commit a crime 30, 40 years later. Just go over there and look. So I'm not saying if they did it, you know, okay, fine. But they ain't no life sentence for that. You get the one that done the crime. You don't lump everybody into the same boat and try to give everybody life. Okay, let's lump all these white people in the same boat. Say all of them are killers, rapists, murderers, and don't care nothing about life. Let's lump all them in the boat and see how they like that. Go ahead, brothers. Brother Steph.
But old Slime Baby here is charged with RICO with a gang enhancement, conspiracy to RICO, and he's also charged with witness and gang tampering and violation of probation. He's from Lakeland. See, these folks intimidate witnesses. That's what makes it difficult, because we're trying to prosecute cases where the victims are scared, the neighbors are scared, the witnesses are scared, because these people have established themselves as, we really will kill you. That's not just idle talk. That's what makes them so dangerous in the community. And then there's Tyrese Cruz. He's known as Cooley. He's charged with RICO and 2 counts of directing. He's currently in the processing center in custody. He's from Bartow. Antonio Taylor, his nickname is Red Rum. Think about that, Red Rum. Well, spelled backwards, that's murder. We've arrested him for 4 counts of recruiting gang members. He's in Jackson CI for armed burglaries. He's from Winter Haven. And then there's Rodney Street. We've got him charged with RICO, conspiracy, no bond. He's already in jail for another home invasion. He's got a previous 125 felonies. And he's only been to prison 1 time. And you say, how can that be? I haven't researched all 125 felonies, but I can tell you how that can be, because they've scared and intimidated the witnesses not to talk against them. He's from Lakeland.
Okay. If he know that much about him, how come he don't know any, how come he can't name any court cases where the witnesses refuse to testify if he know that? Think about that. He said he had over 100 and something felon, what cases? Let me see.
4 counts of recruiting gang members. He's in Jackson CI for armed burglaries. He's from Winter Haven. And then there's Rodney Street. We've got him charged with RICO, conspiracy, no bond. He's already in jail for another home invasion. He's got a previous 125 felonies.
Okay, 125 felonies. Okay. Now you ought to be able to come up with at least a couple of cases where they intimidated the witnesses instead of guessing. He gonna say he guessed. Just listen.
And he's only been to prison 1 time. And you say, how can that be? I haven't researched all 125 felonies, but I can tell you how that can be, because they've scared and intimidated the witnesses not to talk against them.
He didn't say he knew that for a fact. He guessing. Y'all catch that? Maybe he did it, and maybe he didn't. What I'm saying, we got to question everything that these heathens, whatever they put their hands on.
He's from Lakeland. And then there's Xavier Ulysses. He's still wanted. We've got charges of conspiracy to commit murder against him. And here's the deal. We're up on the wire monitoring, and Xavier has gone through the chain, and we've listened to it, to get permission to hit a victim. That's right, to kill a victim, to kill him. Well, obviously, ethically and morally, we can't sit there and listen to a murder about to occur without intervening. So we've already planned of how to intervene. So we came upon the victim, who is another gangbanger, and he's actually a member of Sex Money Murder. They'll even turn and eat. They're young. They don't care. And as a result, he blew us off. Well, we continued to get calls, and the next thing we know, they're on him again. And the guy said, I almost got him at a red light last time. I'm on him. I'm going to kill him. We're going to take him out. Well, we ran him down again, our victim, not him. We ran our victim down, tried to stop him, to warn him. He ran our patrol car. So our victim has now committed an aggravated assault against us while we're trying to keep his butt alive. So we at least had a reason to arrest him. So we arrested him and thought, he's safe. Xavier's outside, he's inside, we're okay. Well, they got him in jail. We got him in jail. They tried to kill him in jail. We got more communications. So we had to put him in what we call a safer environment to keep anybody from killing our victim, because they were after the guy. He's not cooperating. He's not. We're trying to keep the dude alive, keep this guy from killing him, and he's not cooperating. I can't thank Chief Jim Alinsky, Chief Andy Ray from the Auburndale Police Department, Jim Alinsky from Haines City, or Assistant Chief David Black, who are with us today from Lake Wales, enough for their cooperation on the task force. But as I close today, I want to make sure everyone understands clearly and unequivocally, our gang task force is alive and well. We've started going to the homes of the gangbangers and sitting in the living room with mom and or dad or both. One mother said, I am so pleased that you're out here trying to arrest my son, because I would rather have him alive in jail than dead in the streets. And he's going to be dead in the streets if something doesn't change. Even though he's a juvenile, he's a grown man. I can't control him. We've had others, parents, slam the door in our face when we tried to tell them, help us control your kid so we don't have to arrest him. Well, make sure you understand, if you slam the door in our face, we're going to make your son a top priority to go to jail, because we're going to keep him alive. We're not going to let other kids shoot him up in the street. So we're talking and educating and investigating. But at the end of the day, this gang task force is a priority, because we're not going to let kids kill kids in this county. Anything else? Any parting words, General?
No, I would just say we've been warning all through the last month about some of the more deadly drugs that are flooding into Florida, laced with some of the traditional drugs. I mean, you'll see here the number of, firearms that were recovered. The types of drugs span from cocaine, crack, methamphetamine. You're seeing cannabis here, but I also can tell you there were synthetic cannabinoids involved. There was fentanyl involved, enough to kill thousands of people. What is important about this gang, it was particularly violent. You always see drugs connected to violence like this. So don't let anyone ever tell you that drug trafficking is harmless. It kills people in communities in Florida every day. But I would close by saying, in addition to the traditional drugs that we're recovering, we are now seeing these deadly synthetics. And these synthetic opioids, a very, very small amount can kill. They're being laced with traditional drugs. And you can see, as we're recovering it with the traditional drugs, that it is not contained. And we're going to keep recovering it as we infiltrate more and more organizations like this in Florida. Our warning goes out again. Do not take illicit drugs. What is in a drug? You will never know. They are flooding into our country now, and they are deadlier than ever. So thank you again to the law enforcement officers here today who are taking down some extraordinarily dangerous people. And there's no doubt that you are saving lives as a result.
Any questions before we go?
Sheriff, I just kind of an obvious question. I just want to clarify so we use the right language. Is this sex, money, murder based in Polk County? Do you have strong presence in Polk County?
It is not based in Polk County. In fact, the head of the organization is from Orlando. But what we did with these court-ordered intercept is we were looking to take the hierarchy out, if in fact they were committing the crimes that we suspected, but we could not get to them any other way. So this is a statewide operation. This is not a Polk County centered. If it were just Polk County, FDLE has a lot of other cases they could have worked on. We couldn't have done this without FDLE and without our Attorney General. Understand, usually when we present a wiretap or a court-ordered intercept investigation, we're focusing on drugs or guns. What we were focusing on with this wire intercept was not guns or drugs, but it was gang hierarchy gang organization, gang recruitment, so that we could disrupt the operation. And I would suggest when you've got the entire chain of command charged with life felonies, our detectives and agents did a heck of a job disrupting the organization. After all, the guy who's in charge today, he's not trying to run an organization, he's running. He's wearing out shoes right now trying to get away from us.
You mentioned two unsolved homicides, that Shay Collins and Alfonso Payne, and are you tying them to this gang directly?
We don't know that, but we suspect that it's gang related. We highly suspect that it's gang related. We're not sure which gang, but we know this: either people aren't talking or are afraid to talk. In one case, we're confident who the shooter is. We don't have any details. But I'm telling you what, when you look at a guy that's facing life in prison and say, hey, we'll swap you, we'll let you do 30 years in life if you'll give up the murder instead of life, it has a way of making very good witnesses in exchange for maybe just a 30-year sentence as opposed to a life sentence.
Do you think there's already people stepping in to take these people's roles? And if so, what would you say to them?
What I would say to them is they're probably scrambling. Well, first off, they're probably watching this. Hello, gangsters. We'll be to see you soon. They're scrambling because there's always a hierarchy fight. They're probably scrambling for who's going to take over since these guys are going to be out of the picture. So we think it's a disruptive effort. But the reality of it is we don't want young folks killing young folks or robbing or stealing or shooting up their communities. And that's part of this. But yes, I think it's a major disruption for the time being. Does this wipe out the gang? I wish I could stand up here and say, yes, it doesn't, but it staggers them for a time being. And it also gives us the opportunity to get more investigative leads, to go further with the case and make other charges. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is just the beginning. You see that? Investigation to be continued. For those of you watching today, we may have charges for you, or we may have more charges for you.
Charles, you mentioned some of them are in their teen ages. What can parents do so their children don't get involved in this game?
Oh, thank you very much. That's one of the things that scare us when we see two gangs shooting it out and find out they're 15 and 17 years old. Well, it's not legal to have a gun. Where did you get the gun? It's usually a stolen.
Why he ain't worried about where they get the drugs from? He could come up with critical thinking when it says it's not legal to have a gun. But how come he ain't worried about how come it ain't legal to get the drugs? Where the drugs at? You stop the drugs, you'll stop out some of the shooting. Boy, I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if secret societies and the government. I smell bureaucracy, bureaucrats.
Hey, ain't marijuana legal in Florida?
I don't know.
Mike, ain't marijuana legal in Florida?
I don't know, Hebrew.
Yeah, I know for a fact it is. Marijuana is legal in Florida. And the other guy a while ago, they said that he only sold weed because he said when you get into the cocaine, that's when you get hot. So if marijuana is legal in Florida, how you gonna get this man a life sentence for a legal substance?
Trying to lock him up based on who he knows. Okay.
Because they plainly said that the dude didn't sell nothing but weed.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not been reported. We tell parents, there is no Fourth Amendment protection in your house. You need to be all up in your child's business. You need to be searching their backpacks, their guns, or their backpacks for guns. You need to be searching their bedrooms. You need to be searching their cars. You need to know who their kids are hanging out with, and stop that. You're in charge of your children. Step in and be a parent. If you're a good parent, you can be friends later on. But if you don't stop your child, someone in the streets capable of shooting or killing them, or they're capable of shooting or killing or robbing someone else, And at 16, 17, 15 years old, you have a long life ahead of you when you're convicted of one of those charges. And that long life, will be in prison if the parents don't stop. We do have a video. I'm sorry, I meant to show that early on. Here's while we were
Now, listen. Pause.
in a nice neighborhood.
They landed on thick now, y'all. They just can't help themselves. Now, they finna show some kids shooting up a house. They landed on thick, y'all. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Okay.
Good. In the daylight. This would be. That's just outside the city limits, about 2 blocks. We don't have the shooters yet, but we got the car. We're on their trail, and we received a lot of help from the Lakeland Police Department, who recognized the car when we gave the broadcast. Let's look at.
Okay. He didn't get no description. That could be white supremacists. Are they this? Is these black folks? Because I couldn't see on my
That
phone
one
when I
more
watched
time,
it
Kim.
earlier.
Can we
Let me
redo
just
it?
wait.
Watch.
Yeah, them
They
black
pull
folks.
up, they survey the house, they get out, mask on, and shoot the place up.
Like they're shooting the ground.
In the afternoon.
Look, they're shooting the ground. Come on now. I mean, I don't know, man. It looked like he hit the ground. You get a Negro caught in something. I'm just saying.
Well, they ain't hitting the ground. They shooting at the house. You shooting in the neighborhood, that's a felony. Off the muscle.
You see that dust flying out the ground, that dirt.
I can't really tell from this smartphone, but I'm just saying they ain't got no business shooting up nobody's house.
You're right. I'm just saying, if you get some of these Negroes, you get them caught with some keys or something, and you said, look, if you do this, I'm just saying you can pay a Negro to do some dumb stuff to try to get out of jail. I know, I know y'all heard a Negro working with the police before. I'm not saying, I just said something stank. And shouldn't nobody be shooting on nobody's house.
Watch, they pull up, they survey the house, they get out.
All I see is
mask
dirt
on,
flying.
and shoot the place up.
I ain't
In
seen
the
them with dirt.
afternoon.
I ain't seen them with dirt, man.
In the afternoon.
If I'm gonna shoot a house, I'm gonna
Fully
shoot in the
auto-
house.
Or semi-automatic rifles. Okay? We know that's not part of sex, money, murder that we're aware of, but we have leads that it's another local gang. No one was hurt in this particular one, but do you think that terrorizes a neighborhood and terrorizes the people who they're mad at? Somebody didn't pay a drug bill or it's just.
He can't get his lie together. He don't know.
What was the question? What was the question that was asked of him?
Let me wind it back. Let me wind it back a little bit.
In the afternoon. In the afternoon. Fully on or semi-automatic rifles. Okay? We know that's not part of sex, money, murder that we're aware of, but we have leads that it's another local gang. No one was hurt in this particular one, but do you think that that terrorizes a neighborhood and terrorizes the people who they're mad at? Somebody didn't pay a drug deal or a drug bill it's just, we don't know exactly why, but we do have the car. And we have strong leads as to who those young men were. But that's what we're seeing. And we're not going to allow kids to shoot up each other or shoot up neighborhoods. It's just not happening. And if we have to keep you in and out of jail, we'll do that. We'd rather see you alive in jail than dead on the streets.
You said there was a gang member meeting. Where was that meeting held?
It was in Osceola County. It was called the Whoop. And we can give you further information on that over in Kissimmee.
And those associates, they were arrested there?
No, they weren't arrested. They were at the gang meeting. Whichever one that. Okay. Thank you very much. No, she's gone. I think she had another appointment.
Is it just generally fair to say that through this investigation, the hierarchy of sex money murder in Florida has been dismantled, or?
They have all been, there's a couple of them still that are wearing out shoes that we'll catch, but they're all locked up. They are locked up and we're going to try them. Yes, the goal is to dismantle the hierarchy, and that's what these fine detectives and agents did through their investigation. Okay.
All right. All right.
Well, that's the end of our presentation.
Darn devil.
We are the new terrorists. Listen to the language. That's when Jeff Sessions, when he was up there with Trump, when he was the Attorney General of the United States, he sent out a memo to all the law enforcement agents in the United States saying, watch out for what? Black identity extremists. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is, the gangs to them is black identity extremists. Anything with dealing with black people is extremist to them. Hebrew Israelites has become on the black identity extremist list. We on that list. So, just get ready for what they about to do. They about to turn the narrative. Because all they doing is putting out propaganda. Then they gonna really turn up the heat and say what they really want to say on their heart. Just watch and see and listen. Don't say ain't no brother told you what about to happen now. I'm telling y'all what's going to go down. They got the kosher shooting when that happened up there in New Jersey. They got the other guy over here in Minnesota or Michigan or somewhere where he ran over them folks. They linked him to the Hebrew Israelites. Then you got the dude in the subway thing. They try to link that to Hebrew Israelites. So y'all get ready. They're going to do everything they can to demonize the Most High Awakening. That's all I got, Hebrew.
All right. Y'all see what it is. Y'all debrief our folks. Let them know what the score is. Let them know what time it is. All right. And we're going to bid y'all farewell. You got anything, Brother Stephen?
No, brother. I ain't got nothing there.
Love y'all, family. And I'm glad y'all found us. Glad you can make it. And we'll try to put out something for y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, we still in jail ourselves. We in YouTube jail. You know what I'm saying? We doing our bid. We got our smart devices behind the scenes in the prison cell. Going live.
Hey, thank the Most High they didn't give us a life sentence on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Hey, they handed out them life sentences like candy, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they like. That's what they want. Life sentence. They want life slavery. They want it. I'm telling you, man, they want the glory days back.
Ain't no glory days going back. They getting deeper in judgment. They getting deeper.
I want to see
Job
I
chapter
want to see
2.
you Negroes suffer. Yes, sir. They want to see us suffering, brothers and sisters. They don't want to see you prosper. They don't want to see you smiling. They don't even want you to have a headache. Give me that headache. You don't need it. You're too happy with a headache. You got cancer? Give me the cancer too. I want the cancer too, nigga. You're too happy. I don't want you happy. I want you downtrodden, depressed. Yeah.
And afraid. Scared to death.
Afraid.
Bro.
That's how I want you to look down when I walk by in Walmart.
Nope.
How dare you look at me in my white wine in their eyes. See, they want that back. That's what they want back. That's what they're longing for. And they're going to use law enforcement, the law, because they're appointed judges over us that hold themselves not guilty. That's what they long for. That's what they wishing and they're hoping for.
We don't want
they're looking for the great.
Looking at our women.
Yeah. Since you don't want to stay in the church under the leadership and captivity of your pastor, believing the lie of white Jesus, well, you leave us no choice. You Negroes are waking up. You're calling on the name of Yahuwah, Yeshua HaMashiach. I can't have that.
Well,
you're on social media talking about keep the commandments of the Most High. And I can't have these Negroes going back to the ancient past. No. Since you don't want to be gay, you don't want to be docile, you don't want to be afraid, you just left me no choice. I'm coming to your houses. Just like you said in the second address. He coming to your house. Then you're going to know who my chosen are. That's what the scriptures say now. All the most high. Go ahead, brother.
But for our young brothers and sisters and the older ones, you see, man, you see what they want to do to you. Man, stay out of stuff we ain't got no business being in, you know. Stay away from the drug game. Stay away from driving, you know, under the influence of any type of alcohol or drugs.
Yeah.
You know, don't even hang out. Don't associate yourself with these type of people, because you see in the video a couple of those guys probably were innocent. But because they was affiliated with these people, they trying to give them a life sentence. So the moral of the story is, man, stay away from evil, cling to what's righteous, keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, and pray for our brothers and sisters that's still lost in their lifestyle.
Right. All right, then. We're going to bid y'all shalom. All right. Love y'all.
Shalom.
And y'all, I love this song right here.
Taken on a ship, taken as a slave. You said we were the ones who were to brave, but it was you who took us on the good ship, Jesus, which you told me was my savior, but my savior Yahushua HaMashiach, the one who died for me. us, robbed us, sold us into slavery, threw us into the Atlantic, left us for dead, drug us behind the horses and flogged us, even raped our men. Breaking sex bomb, lynched us and forced us to breastfeed your babies, not to mention the devil's punch bowl, which you tried